Okay, Kristen, thank you. Developing right now, as Kristen showed you on the radar there, weather across the state, including in the metro area. Here's a look at the downtown area in the early morning hours. And as you can see, things did get pretty wet as the rain kept coming down. That rain continued steadily in other portions of the state as well. Near Broadway and Central, the wind and rain continue to fall into the early morning hours. And over on I-40, commuters hit wet roads again before it got light outside. Folks yesterday spent most of the day drenched with wet weather. Kristen said that it started in the afternoon, and even as night fell, so did the wind and the rain. As the clouds rolled into the metro, so did the showers descending on the mountains there. Illustrated here, time-lapse video, and we also saw rain in Grants, but residents there showed us pictures of the hail that piled up on the grass. Remember to keep it here on KRQE News 13. You can check out the KRQE app for the latest weather updates, storm coverage, and pictures from related content. You can also submit your own photos there. New details in a highway chase that ended with 2 people dead. Deputies say the pair was a Florida man and his missing 14-year-old niece. According to deputies, 31-year-old Benjamin James Edwards III may have been having a sexual relationship with that girl. The two drove off on Monday without paying for gas at a Cortez, Colorado gas station, sparking a 2-hour chase, and they fired shots along the way. The pair crashed their SUV near Shiprock, and deputies then found them shot to death inside with what they say appear to be self-inflicted wounds. They're still trying to figure out if the 14-year-old went willingly or was kidnapped.
She had been listed as a runaway numerous times. A week prior, 2 weeks ago, I believe, she ran away, was found at his house May 4th, May 5th. She ended up missing again. Her family reported her as missing and also reported a missing handgun, and he was listed as a person of interest.
According to family, Edwards did like to visit the state of New Mexico. We are following the latest developments in the case of a woman charged with killing her own son. Cynthia Varela-Casals is now suing Bernalillo County. She says she was slammed into a metal partition in the prisoner transport van when that vehicle hit something because she was not buckled in. She wants the county to pay up now, claiming mental and physical pain and a permanent disability. Varela-Casals is charged with the death of her son, 9-year-old Omari, in 2013. New this morning, federal investigators are at the scene of a deadly passenger train derailment in Pennsylvania. We now know within the last hour or so, at least 6 people are dead. Nearly 150 others have been taken to local hospitals for injuries. Those numbers, by the way, could climb because the mayor says not all passengers are accounted for. Let's turn to a live look this morning at the crash, right where the crash happened in Philadelphia. The train went off the tracks here while carrying 250 people. Here's the deal. The train was traveling from Washington, D.C. to New York City late Tuesday when it somehow went off the tracks shortly after leaving the Philadelphia station. Dozens of people have been hospitalized, as I mentioned, about 150, various injuries. Northeast corridor service between New York and Philadelphia has been suspended. We'll follow the very latest on all of this as it unfolds and keep you posted here on air and on the KRQE News app. A 24-year-old Albuquerque woman is gone without a trace, missing now for 4 nights. Brittany Johnson was last seen leaving a spa on Broadway near Mountain about noon on Saturday. They say that she didn't show up to her grandparents for Mother's Day and left her beloved dog alone at home. It's things her family says she would never do.
Very upset and nervous. Don't understand. It's just not like her at all not to be in touch. I mean, she lives on her phone.
Investigators issued an endangered missing person alert. Her car is a 2006 red Toyota Corolla with New Mexico plates KMD 048. Authorities also say it has a coexist sticker on the back window. And we're staying on top of the active search for a 6-year-old girl after police say she was taken by her father. Roswell police say they're checking in to see if family members are hiding the missing Albuquerque girl. APD says Abelino Lopez kidnapped Ariana from a church on Saturday. He does not have custody of her. Lopez did turn himself in, but won't say where the girl is. He has family in Roswell and Bakersfield, California, so police are checking there. Time is 6:36 this morning. A high school in Albuquerque is making the grade by getting a place in the top 100 schools in the nation. U.S. News and World Report ranks Cottonwood Classical Prep School as the 76th best high school in the nation and the 22nd best among charter schools. 4 other high schools in Albuquerque are ranked among the best in New Mexico and the U.S. They're Albuquerque High, the Early College Academy, La Cueva, and El Dorado. U.S. News and World Report used student-teacher ratio, college readiness, and proficiency in math and reading to rank those schools. Time is 6:37. The city thinks that it's come up with a way to cut down on speeders on a busy stretch of southwest Albuquerque Road. Leaders say they started studying the road after a number of residents called with concerns, and now they want to find out whether their proposal is up to par. News 13's Catherine Mazzone has the details. Catherine?
Good morning, Adam. The city councilor for the area says the community has asked for more police presence on a stretch of Gibson in southwest Albuquerque. She says the area commander has put more patrols in the area and they've written citations, but she says police can't be out there 24/7. That's why the city has tried to come up with another solution. But before it goes into place, City Councilor Clarissa Pena says they want to see what residents think. It's because she says the measures won't necessarily stop the speeding altogether. Instead, it might push the problem somewhere else. So what's the solution? Pena tells me they're looking to put in paved markers on one side of Gibson all the way from Delgado to Blake.
It's 2 lanes each way, so going east it'll turn into 1 lane with the paved markers, and it'll still allow for emergency vehicles.
Pena says she's heard many of the speeders are racing. She says it doesn't matter whether they're racing or not. High speeds are dangerous either way you look at it. Back to you.
Catherine, thank you. By the way, that meeting is tonight, scheduled from 6 to 7 at the Westgate Community Center at Snow Vista and San Martin Southwest. Creators of a poll on whose face should appear on a proposed $20 bill say voters want Harriet Tubman. The 10-week poll was organized by a group that calls itself Women on 20s. Tubman, who rescued slaves on the Underground Railroad, was one of 15 women up for the pick, and they hope to change the currency. This, by the way, doesn't take an act of Congress to change. Just the Secretary of Treasury is okay. The group hopes the more than 600,000 votes in the online campaign will be enough to convince the president to use his influence and make that happen. If you'd like to learn more about the campaign, you can check out the KRQE News app this morning. Meantime, happening right now, crews in Nepal are searching for a U.S. Marine helicopter that went missing during yesterday's 7.3 magnitude quake. That aircraft had 6 Marines and 2 Nepalese soldiers on board. The U.S. chopper was delivering aid to victims of the earthquake 3 weeks ago that killed more than 8,000 people. Yesterday's quake, which is considered an aftershock of the first one, is blamed for more than 60 deaths so far and at least 1,000 injuries. It's a mess there right now. They're dealing with so much.